Hey folks, welcome back to Jerome Bee Farm and Homestead. It is Sunday, May 12th, Mother's Day, so happy Mother's Day to all the mothers out there. This will post after Mother's Day, so happy belated Mother's Day. So shooting this video between the rains, so big band of rain just passed over us, and there's another cloud coming this way, and it's going to hit here in about 20 minutes, so I got a little window here. What I'm going to do is I'm going to swap out this Apimaye hive back here, and I'm going to put on the Hive Defender bottom board and the Beast Blocker entrance blocker reducer that protects your bees from robbing. It's a little robbing screen, and this comes from New Zealand. Ceracel makes this, and I'll show you when I set it all up. And I'm going to use my HillCo plastic lid. I bought 3 or 4 of these. It was kind of an impulse buy to check it out and see how they work, so I'm going to put that on. But the reason I'm doing this now between rains is I want to take that Apimaye hive with me. I'm going out to western Oklahoma today, which all the rain has passed over that, so I can get out there and check out my father-in-law's hives. They have really good forage out there, so if they haven't swarmed already, they're going to be ready to swarm. And I'm going to, they each have, so there's 2 hives out there, and they each have 2 supers on them, and I'm going to take 2 more supers with me just in case. So we're going to do that with this Apimaye hive. I'm going to take that Apimaye hive out there, and if there are swarm cells, I'll pull some splits off of them and maybe do an artificial swarm, pull the queens out if I can. I'm betting it's too late, but I'll take my iPhone with me, and I might shoot some video out there, or I might take the camera, we'll see. But anyway, let's get started on this. This won't take long, and check it out, see what it looks like in there. This is a single nuke, it's not a double like the other. So let's get it swapped out and get this Apimaye loaded up so I can get out of here and head to western Oklahoma. So here's our double Apimaye. It's 7 frames when you don't have the divider in. And before we get started, I want to do a quick little demo on this Hive Defender bottom board. So the folks at Ceracel, Thomas, was kind enough to send these to me. He sent me 4, and they're upgraded from the old ones. The back corner is square now and flush with the backs of the corners of your hive. Before it kind of was a little bit of an overhang, so that's all fixed now. I'm talking about right here. It was cut off right here, and it kind of looked like here on the front, but the front now is up here, so it's all, the whole bottom of the box is covered. So what this does is it has and you can see here on the bottom, this is a ventilation. You can open and shut, so however you want it. And there's an indicator right here on this green part that tells you which way's which, so you don't have to crawl into your hive and look at it when you're trying to figure it out. And it also has right here a trap for wasps, and it pulls out. See how it's got these little combs, so wasps go in there and they don't come out. And also, if you have robber bees, they'll get in there and be trapped. And you can open this up to empty it out when you need to. And that, if you have trouble with wasps in your area, this is really good. And he says, Thomas, when the wasps really get going, you can actually deplete the wasps from their nests and clear out your neighborhood for wasps for all your neighbors as well. So it's got that, and it has this vent here, so the hive smell goes through this vent and out these holes, so that attracts them to go in here rather than to come in the front. And I'll show you how the blocker works on the front when I get the hive installed. So thank you, Thomas, for these. I'm going to be swapping these out with my old screen bottom boards that I have from Man Lake. They're not that old, but those bottom boards are just falling apart. They're rotting. They just have not held up. So I'm switching from screens to solids, and I'm going to use these 4 definitely. All right, let's get started. So because it's been raining, every bee is here. There's not much flight going on, except the ones that are attacking my head right now. So we'll get this down. Since this is a new hive, I'm going to run this shut. Mainly to protect it from ants. I'm not worried about the temperature right now, but I'm worried about pests. And there's feeders on this hive. So I may switch out with a Ceracel feeder on the top of this to help them build up a little faster. And you can see I put a little paper towel over that to keep those ants out of there. Big old black ants. And you can see it's chewed up. There's little pieces of paper towel in there. I wonder if those ants were doing that. Let's see how much food is in there, if any. That's all gone. So I was only feeding on the one side. I didn't want to fill this thing up with liquid. With that small of a hive, you're asking for trouble with pests and things. So this is a 7-frame NUC, so I brought 3 frames with me. They're drawn. Depending on what I'll find, I may put one of these good drawn frames right in the middle of a brood chamber if they have one. So we'll see what we find. These are some older frames. We'll try and do this without smoke. So this hive's not looking real strong, but it's strong enough. Maybe a little bit early to expand it to 10 frame, but with the flow going on right now, shouldn't be any problem. And 7 frames in these, unless they're new frames, with the propolis just a little bit, it's a really tight fit. And when you put the divider in the middle, you can only do 3 frames on each side. Man, that is tight. There we go. So that's a totally empty frame. We may need to feed these bees. They may not be strong enough to be foraging, competing with all these other hives to grow. Here's liquid right here. So with that, they're good. I don't know if you can see that in there or not, but there's kind of a liquid right in this area. So they're doing okay as far as food, not starving out. So with that, I'm going to go ahead and move that over. Unless I see a bunch of brood here. So here's our brood frame, capped, and larvae and eggs on the outside. So this queen, I would say, is doing okay, but nothing to be bragging about for sure. Maybe we'll have more on the next frame. So she just started laying that, so it's mostly eggs and larvae towards the outside of that cap brood. Here's a little bit more brood on this frame here. So yeah, that's almost all brood. It's capped, and then what's not capped, she's laid out. So she's hit her stride. Not seeing her. Oh, there she is. Oh, she's pretty blonde. She's right there on the edge of the frame. There she is on the wood. Yeah, she's nice looking. Good sized. Get her in here real quick while she's in the middle. And she's laid some on this one too. So this is mostly eggs. So I'll tell you what I am going to do, I'm going to put this nice frame here. That's pretty new wax. Looks like it's been used one time for brood. And I'm going to put that right in the middle of her brood chamber. And this here will probably be more nectar. And wow, so this is eggs as well. She's really kicked it in. She's just a late bloomer, I guess. So I believe she is a new queen this year from a swarm cell. So yeah, man, she's laying up a storm. One bee never wants to move. There we go. All right, there's our 10 frames. Center them up. Now, it wouldn't hurt to feed these, and I probably will go get my Ceracel feeder, not today, but at another time. There's a few bees right here. I want to get them out because I don't want them in my car. Okay, I'll center this up. Leave us room for to set a frame over here and work on this thing. Got us a brand new inner cover. This probably came from HillCo. Pretty sure it did. And the HillCo plastic top. Yeah, so it's got about that much space to slide it forward to open up your top notch up here so bees can get in and out of there. Now let's we'll put our beast blocker on here. So I saw a bee right there coming in with some looked like orange pollen. So here's our beast blocker, and it fits right into this green on these little tabs here. That one there's a little busted because when these things showed up at my place, the box was just destroyed. You can go check out that unboxing video. There we go. I'm not going to use all the screws. It's got a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 screw holes. Don't need them all. Showing you how this goes on here. You have to have a longer screw in that top one because it's offset. See if I can just do this last one here on the outside. And wouldn't you know it, I didn't get that down far enough. I need to do these outside ones first. Make sure it's down. There we go. Oops, wrong way. There we go. So I'll open these up. So these bees down here are looking for the way in because it used to be lower. They'll figure it out, they'll get it worked out. And they'll figure out to go in and out the top. And I could even shut one side of that if I wanted to. They're used to going in mainly on the left side, so I go ahead and shut that. So if this turns into a robbing situation, I could shut that down, or if I want to transport them in the daytime, I could lock them down in the night and transport them in the day and keep them in there. Making sure you have that top entrance closed off though, or they'll come out the top. All right, going to get this packed up and get out of here and head west out towards Fort Cobb, Oklahoma. So there's the Hive Defender bottom, the Beast Blocker, and the Ceracel. So that bottom is real strong plastic, UV rated. It'll last forever. It's also got tabs if you want to screw it into the wood so it doesn't slide around if you want to do that. I've never done that to mine. They do fine. And this top should last forever as well and not rot. And it won't snag my Guardian bee suit like these metal ones do. I'm constantly catching this and boink, popping a piece of fabric off of there. But that's the end of the video. Give me a thumbs up and be sure to check out Ceracel, and I'll put links to the stateside distributors for that, and check out HillCo also for these top boards, and I'll put a link there for that. So y'all be sure to subscribe on your way out. Give me a thumbs up if you would, and we'll catch you on the next beekeeping video. Y'all take care.